So, I want to further talk about Journey Together and the glory of Team Rocket and my thoughts and sort of my plans with investing into these sets. So, Journey Together, I've always talked about the set, being a little bit bamboozly to me. This is like the first set that has come out within the last few months that has been sort of weird because Surging Sparks, Prismatic Evolutions, they've all sort of been pretty hyped up generally, and that's why I went pretty heavy into those sets. But Journey Together has been the one weird one where I've seen actually a good amount of people not actually liking the set, and a good amount of people actually saying they're gonna skip this set to buy, Team Rocket. And that sort of to me was a red flag. I'm like, okay, I've been going pretty heavy into these last few sets. And my plan was honestly to do a very similar thing with Journey Together because now that I have found a place that I can buy for under MSRP, I was thinking about it. But I don't think I'm gonna do it. I don't think I'm gonna go heavy into the set because the sales volume for the set for the booster boxes at 195, it's still pretty consistent around 75 to 100 boxes being sold, and it's still a good amount of boxes being sold. So there still is demand for this, but I have this feeling that this set is going to be one where people that are going super heavy into are probably going to somewhat regret it. Now, I'm not saying to not buy this at all, but I'm saying to go super heavy into this set. I feel like, the people that are going to do that might regret it. And that's why I'm not going to do it. I'm not saying I'm not going to pre order anything. Don't get me wrong, right? But I'm not going to go heavy because I was thinking about it, but I'm not. And the reason why I've come to this conclusion and why I'm deciding to not go heavy like I have done with Prismatic or with Surging is because of mainly, three reasons. The first one being the, I guess general sentiment around this set. There's been a good amount of people that do like this set. I think it's pretty good. However, there's been a good amount of people that seemingly don't really care about this set. So that's a big red flag. If you're trying to make if you're trying to heavily invest, maybe make a play, a short-term play, sell some, maybe keep some for long term, you might be able to do that with this set, but I feel like there's more risk to do it with Journey Together because there is a large amount of people I'm seeing that don't really seem to care too much about the set and saying they're gonna skip it. So that's the first reason why I'm not really gonna go heavy into the set. It's because generally I don't see an overwhelming amount of people really liking this set and saying they're gonna buy heavy. And to me, it's a big indicator that there might not be as much demand for the set as maybe some people have thought. Second reason being is the cards in the set. Now, I've always said this. I think the artworks are really great, right? I think the Lily's Clefairy is probably going to be the most expensive card. I think that it is the most expensive card on the Japanese side. I think also, some of these other cards like the Salamence, the Enzoric, I think they're going to be expensive. But, the problem with this set is that, it isn't that deep of a set. This is a very small set. It's pretty comparable to like Obsidian Flames, Stellar Crown in the way that, there's only 6 SARs. Guys, Surging Sparks has I think 11 or 12. There's only 6 in here. And the 6 SARs they do give are pretty good. I think the Salamence, the Zorak, and the Clefairy are probably going to be the top cards. But there's only 6, right? You got to just think about it. There's only 6 SARs, which isn't that much. I mean, Prismatic has 32. So there's not as much to chase in this set. Also, just normal illustration rares, guys. Some sets in Scarlet and Violet have like 30 illustration rares. I think, is it Paldea Evolved? One of the sets I remember seeing, it has so many illustration rares. This set doesn't have that many. I think it maybe has, 15? Or I don't know if I'm counting, but it's not that much. You can even see here, because it's pretty much a one-for-one set with battle partners and Journey Together. Guys, this set is extremely small. So those two factors so far, general sentiment around this set. A lot of people saying they're skips. A lot of people saying they don't really care for it. Second one being that the set is pretty small. There isn't a ton of illustration rares. There isn't a ton of SARs, right? So those are my two reasons. Now my third one is because of the next set that's going to come out is Team Rocket. And, I'm thinking about it. I'm like, okay, if I heavily invest into Journey Together and I can't flip some of that product off to get some of my money back and make a profit, I won't be able to pre-order that much of Team Rocket. And even though we don't know much about Team Rocket, it seems like, Artworks and everything we've seen so far from these past few sets have been pretty good. None of them really been being letdowns, to be honest. And the amount of people that talk about this set, it's almost like it's too good to fail. And I know I'm saying that before we even see any cards, but the amount of people that have been waiting so long for this set, the amount of people saying they're gonna skip all these sets for Team Rocket, just the amount of people and the hype around the set. Like I said, it's almost too good to fail. Just the amount of just the sentiment around the set, even before we see anything. And for me to go heavy into this Journey Together set, where like I said, one, there's a good amount of people that don't really care for it. Two, the set's not that deep, and then there's this Team Rocket set coming out right after. It seems pretty risky for me to go pretty heavy into Journey Together, and if I try to flip it in a few months, maybe I won't be able to make any money. And then I'm going to be sitting with bricks. So, like I said, me saying I'm not going to go heavy does not mean I'm not going to invest at all, because very well, I probably will buy some, but I'm not going to buy the amount I did with like Surging Sparks and buying like 50, 60 boxes. Like, I'm not going to do that with this set. And this time, like, I really mean, like, there's no reason for me to, when I know there's this super hyped up set coming next. Like, why allocate all my cash towards this set? Because honestly, looking how things are right now, I wouldn't be surprised if Journey Together on release and after, and maybe a week after release, if this is at MSRP or below. I honestly wouldn't be surprised. Because I feel like when this set comes out, Prismatic is going to be pretty expensive. And I feel like at this point, when this set comes out, we'll probably see maybe some sort of leaks with the Team Rocket set, or more people are going to talk about Team Rocket because it's the next hot thing. Because guys, with every set that has come out so far, people have looked at it for a few weeks and pretty much forgotten about it. I mean, it doesn't mean the prices haven't gone up, because everything has gone up. Surging Sparks, Prismatic still is expensive. But once a set gets released and there's so much hype build up for it, people are on to the next thing. And I feel like when this set comes out, Journey Together, I feel like everyone's just going to talk about Team Rocket because it's going to be the next thing. And with how much just people are talking about Team Rocket already and Journey Together's not even out yet, it just, to me, doesn't seem very smart to go very heavy into this if I'm trying to make like a quick flip on some of the products. Because if you're holding long term, obviously this doesn't mean much. If you can find for, under MSRP or even at MSRP, it's probably not a bad buy. But there's so many factors of why I don't want to go heavy into this set. It's because it's like there's just a better thing coming very soon. It seems like I'd be jumping the gun to just go super heavy into this, and then if I want to pre-order, the Team Rocket set, all my cash is, already tied up to this set. So that's sort of my thoughts with this set. With I guess my investing plan is that I don't plan to go extremely heavy into this one. Chances are I will go very heavy into Team Rocket, and I'll probably go pretty heavy into that set. But obviously, we'll have to see what's inside of the set before I should even say anything. But just the amount of people that talk about Team Rocket, it's extraordinary, the amount of people, because this has been, in my opinion, out of all the sets, Surging Sparks, Prismatic Evolutions, Journey Together, Team Rocket, Journey Together has to be the least talked about one. I think we can all sort of agree on that. The only time people were really talking about Journey Together is when Pokemon Center, the website was crashing. That was the only time people were talking about Journey Together, because it was sort of crazy. But I feel like when this set comes out, I feel like people are going to just forget about it and move on to the next thing. And I'm not saying that like this is a bad set, but I'm saying that in the way that this is getting overshadowed by the future sets coming out. Even, other sets like that are out right now, like Prismatic. I feel like this is, a set that in the long run will do good, but out the gate at these prices, especially, if you have to pre-order at $200, I don't think it's worth it. And I do understand a lot of people saying they're going to skip Journey Together to allocate their money towards Team Rocket. Because, especially if you're not able to find an MSRP, which I know a lot of people are having trouble with, it doesn't make a lot of sense to buy this at these price points, because there's just not that much to chase. Surging Sparks has tons of chases. Surging Sparks is a huge set. But this set, being like a 1-for-1 set with the Japanese side, it's really hard to justify buying this over MSRP, because there's just not a huge amount to chase here. Like, there's good cards, the chases are good, but it doesn't make a lot of sense at the price, and you might as well just wait for Team Rocket. And if you are going to even pay over MSRP, you might as well do it with a very hyped up set like Team Rocket and not Journey Together, because Journey Together, it does have its hype, but it also has a lot of people that don't really care for it. So that's all I want to talk about today. Let me know down in the comments what your plan is to invest with Journey Together. Are you skipping it? Are you just investing a little bit? Are you going all in on Team Rocket? Let me know down in the comments below. Thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next one.